Multiply the following polynomials by using algebra tiles. Algebra tiles are rectangular shapes that we can use to represent polynomial expressions. They have different colored sides to represent positive and negative expressions. Here I'll be using colored as positive and white as negative. They also have different shapes to represent different types of expressions. As an example, a colored large square is an x squared tile. The same square but white is a negative x squared tile. A long strip, colored, is a positive x tile. The same shape in white is a negative x tile. A small colored square is a positive 1 tile. The same shape but white is a negative 1 tile. Consider the multiplication. 3 times 2 equals 6. Recall that the product of two numbers or two expressions is equal to the area of the rectangle formed, using one number as the length and one as the width. If we do that here, we have a length of 3 and a width of 2. The area then corresponds to 6 little squares. We end up then with 3 times 2 equals 6, the area formed between the length and the width. This can also be used to multiply two relatively simple polynomials. Express the polynomials first as algebra tiles, one of them as the length and one of them as the width of a rectangle. We can then use other algebra tiles to completely fill the rectangle that is formed. This then will give the product. As always, recall that a positive times a positive equals a positive times a negative equals a negative, negative times positive equals negative, and a negative times another negative equals a positive. For the first question, 2x plus 3 times x plus 2. We can express 2x plus 3 as the length of the rectangle and x plus 2 as the width. We now have to fill in the space formed by the length and the width. We need two x squared tiles. This means that part of our answer will be 2x squared. We then need a total of 7 x tiles. This gives us plus 7x. Finally, we need 6 plus 1 tiles. This gives our final term of plus 6. We then have 2x squared plus 7x plus 6 as the expanded form. For the next question, 2x minus 1 times negative x minus 3. Again, we write 2x minus 1 using 2x tiles and one negative 1 tile. For the width, we write negative x minus 3 using one negative x tile and 3 negative 1 tiles. We now have to fill in the space of this rectangle. We need 2 negative x squared tiles. Notice these ones have to be negative as we have a positive times a negative. This results in negative 2x squared. We then bring in our negative x tiles, 6 negative x tiles, and we have 1 x tile. So we have minus 6x plus x. We then have to bring in our 1 tiles. Note that we have 3 1 tiles. Note that these are positive because we have a negative times another negative. This corresponds to plus 3 in our final expression. We can then combine the minus 6x plus x. What can happen here is that the 1 x tile can cancel out one of the negative x tiles. This leaves a result of negative 5x. We end up then with negative 2x squared minus 5x plus 3.